So, woke up this morning, and never mind that beeping, man. It's just a common occurrence around here apparently lately. But I woke up this morning and, looked over at my calendar. It's like blank, completely blank. Well, it had one thing on it. It said Earth Day, but I know I didn't put that there. And I didn't leave the calendar blank for Earth Day. Hell, I don't leave the calendar blank for Christmas or New Year's. And if you are in sales, then you know when you have a blank calendar for the day or blank schedule for the day, whatever you want to call it, that's not a good thing, right? Because if there's no leads, we don't get paid. So I got to thinking, what in the world, man? Why don't I have any leads coming in today? What's wrong with me? How could this have just happened? It's never happened. In my 5 years of doing this, I always have at least 1 or 2 people to talk to every day. Then I remembered that I was supposed to have an event this week. It was supposed to be taking place right now. And honestly, that event was with me and Adam Stark. And it was our second event. And we only sold 1 spot to it. And we ended up refunding that gentleman's money and then giving him some credits in our store and stuff on top of that as a bonus, just because we didn't want to he didn't want to fly Adam down here for one person, and it didn't make sense for them to show up and us not have the full experience. So we refunded the person's money and canceled it. I hate to admit it. I hate giving money back. I hate that I failed. But I started thinking, I started kind of feeling sorry for myself. It's like, Ryan, well, you deserve to have a blank calendar today because you let yourself down by not making the sales that you were supposed to. And we had plenty of time to put this event on. But what happened, in all honesty, take a drive with me here. So what happened was, we just, we didn't hit the phones and the webinars and the leads the way that we wanted to. We got busy in our personal businesses and we got sidetracked, and you look up and the next thing you know, you're like, holy shit, man, this event's here in a couple of days and we've only sold 1 spot. Then you try to call back your leads and go over all the contacts again, and you realize that nobody that's got that kind of money can just up and leave their business within a couple of days notice and, fly out to Dallas for 3 days. That's just how it goes, right? So waking up to a blank calendar is frustrating. And I say this to be honest with you guys, y'all know me as the hardcore closer and like everything's all rainbows and sunshines. And here's a disclaimer, it's not, right? Like even in my world, shit doesn't go as planned. And I'm not going to fake it until I make it or give you any bullshit excuses. The fact is, I didn't fucking do what I was supposed to do to fill this event up, and therefore I had to cancel it, refund the person that took us up on the offer's money. Let me go. Oh, nope, cop over there. We're going to avoid that. So, and the news crews everywhere over here. This is going down, apparently. Fucking kind of weird. Cops, news crews. I don't know what's going on here in the building, but back to the story. So, I got to thinking, well, man, maybe at first, what you always do is you're like, well, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am, or maybe people don't like working with me like I think they are. Something's going down in my building. There's cops and shit everywhere over here. There's another one pulling in front of me. I'm putting my seatbelt on here. But anyway, then I got a message last night. And as I started feeling bad for myself for having a clear schedule and not selling this event out today, started thinking about this message I got last night from Laura, real estate agent in Chicago. She came to our first high paid academy, or the only one that we've had so far. And she sent me a message saying she's closed more in the last 90 days coming through our program than she did all of last year. And she's one of the top producers in her marketplace. The other thing is Brian. He sends me messages on a regular basis. And, 1 month he had a 6-figure gross income month, just in 1 month, right? This never happened to him before. And that happened the month after he left our high paid academy, because we connected the dots for him and his business. Now, obviously both of these real estate agents were already successful, hence why they could afford to come to our event, and why they're already action takers, which is why they're successful. So all we did was we put some pieces together that allowed them to escalate their business to the next level. But as I was feeling sorry for myself, I had to think back about these 2 clients, because I wanted to blame the marketplace, and then I get mad at myself. Maybe I didn't do as good a job on the webinar, but the problem is I didn't do enough. I didn't focus on it, and I let it slip away from me. And I just share this with you because sometimes you're going to have events, and sometimes you're going to have webinars, and nobody's going to show up, and you're not going to get leads, and you're going to feel like a failure. But you have to look back and think, like, what was it that caused the leads not to show up? What was it that caused the failure? And in my case, it was just the fact that we didn't hustle hard enough, and we didn't promote this thing. We made 1 or 2 posts, ran a couple ads to it, filled up 1 webinar with 100 people, and that was it. Meanwhile, the last one that we did before this, that we did fill up with 8 people, we promoted 3 webinars to over 3,000 people that showed up. So big difference in the promotion level. So when we do the next one, we know now that we're going to have to actually step it up and give it our full attention, or not do it at all. So again, I just shared this with you to be transparent. I'm always on here telling you, you know, rants about this, that, and the other, but I fuck up too, right? I'm human. I'm in business just like you. I'm in business to make money, and I sometimes drop the ball and shit too. So I'm not saying it's an excuse or anything else. I'm just trying to be real with you for the day. But on the cool part is I have a clear schedule today. So I'm going to make a couple of videos for you guys that are buying my Ads Academy programs, which I'm super excited to launch here shortly. But first, I'm going to go have some gourmet breakfast at one of the coolest places I know in Dallas, Texas to eat breakfast, Buzz Brews. Later.